Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. First up, we welcome back Steve and Chris, who were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final. This is your second and final chance. Steve, remind us how you know each other.
We met in Canterbury at uni, and we worked together as medieval jesters for a local visitor attraction.
Do you actually do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the staple move, that one.
What do you do? What do you do as medieval jesters?
Well, basically, we've got to sort of leaflet all the passing tourists and try and get them to come in.
We perform as well. We do a bit of acting and a bit of juggling and a bit of singing and...
dancing around.
Do you say anything?
We've got a bit of a system going because either people take leaflets or they don't. If they do, it's ring the bells of merriment,
pluck the harp of joy,
open the door of destiny and sail the ship ahoy. But
then if they don't take the flyer, it's very sad. So we ring the bells of sorrow, we pluck the harp of woe, slam the door of destiny, for ne'er shall we go.
Let's hope it's sail the ship ahoy this afternoon rather than there shall we go. Very good. And now, Chris, remind us what happened last time.
We went out in the first round, countries.
I can only apologise for mindless arrogance and pointless greed.
Pointless likes a risk taker. And you put Ecuador next to Argentina, which is a shame because God didn't.
Yeah.
It's close.
OK, well, there we are. Very, very best of luck. Great to have you back on the show, Steve and Chris. I'm sure you're going to do much, much better today than you did last time. Next, we welcome Paul and Tina. Now, how do you two know each other?
Tina is my sister, Alexander.
What do you do, Paul?
I'm a surveyor for the Ordnance Survey.
And at no point do you ever do work on the side as a David Cameron lookalike. He looks so like David Cameron, doesn't he?
Do you think?
Really?
I don't think so personally, but I have been stopped in the street on a number of occasions. Yeah.
Tina, what do you do?
I'm cabin crew.
Your geography is just going to be second to none.
Well,
obviously,
that's what
map
we're
symbols.
hoping.
Are there any other areas, any surprise areas of specialist knowledge that you're hoping might be?
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years.
Good stuff. Well, a very, very warm welcome to the show, Paul and Tina. Lovely to have you here. And next, we welcome back Lucy and Nell, who were also on the show last time. Lucy, remind us how you two know each other.
We worked together for about 6 years for the Arts Council.
Now, Nell, tell us what happened last time. You did brilliantly well.
We got through to the head-to-head, which shocked us both.
It was very close, that
And
head-to-head.
then a round came up on orchestra, which I thought, yes, I knew them all, but I picked the wrong one.
Anyway, what are you hoping is going to come up today?
Some nature stuff. Birds and trees and flowers and things. Know a bit about that, so...
Well, very, very best of luck to you, Lucy and Nell. Great to have you back on the show. And finally, we've got Roger and Ben. Now, how do you two know each other, Ben?
Basically, Roger's my father.
Basically,
and
he is your father.
Yeah.
Roger, what do you do?
I'm a professional freelance classical musician playing the organ.
Right. OK. So I'm guessing music is going to be a very strong suit for both of you.
Music is going to be a real blessing if we get it.
Ben, I'm guessing having grown up in the house of an organist, your music won't have escaped you.
It didn't. I went into choir singing. I was head chorist at the age of 14 at Rochester Cathedral, and just carried it on sort of as a hobby.
OK. Roger, anything else you're hoping might come up?
Yes, I'm good on the Laurel and Hardy films. I'm very good at the scripts. So anything from the Laurel and Hardy films...
From scripts? Yeah, from the silent era?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, Ben and Roger, a very warm welcome to you. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce. His knowledge is the only thing more obscure than his offshore tax investments. It is my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Wow.
Wow.
How about this jackpot we still got going on?
Wow, I know.
We are within a smidgen of the biggest amount of money we've ever given away on Pointless.
Yeah.
So, you know, it should be an absolute cracking show. Big money up for grabs. It seems like we've got 4 good teams. Question 1, possibly the geekiest question we've ever had on Pointless. And we've had some.
Exciting, very exciting. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get to the final round and be in with a chance of winning our jackpot, our contestants need to find the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. So basically, the fewer of the 100 people who knew the answer, the fewer points you will score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £15,250. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has a higher score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so try and make sure that's not you. OK, our first category today is chemical elements. Chemical elements. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our question concerns elements in French.
I did warn
French?
you. I did warn you.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, how about that?
Cool.
Yeah, in this round, we're going to give you 7 names in French on each pass. They're the French names for elements from the periodic table. We need you to tell us what the English name for that element is, please. Give us a nice obscure answer. You're going to score fewer points. An incorrect answer is going to score you 100. It's going to be 14 elements in French to have a go at home. I bet you cannot wait.
Right. Steve and Chris, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first. So we're looking for the English names of these French elements. Good luck. And here's our first board. We have platine, plomb, brom, titane, azote, cuivre, and or. I'll read those all one last time. Platine, plomb, brom, titane, azote, cuivre, and or. OK, there we are, 7 elements in French. Chris, you need to find the most obscure one you think you might know the English for.
I think, if I can get my endings right, I think brom is bromite.
Brom is bromite, says Chris. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said bromite. Oh, bad luck, Chris. An incorrect answer, I'm afraid, which scores you the maximum of 100 points.
Yeah, sorry, Chris, I'll give the correct answer to that one at the end of the pass.
Tina.
It couldn't be any worse from me. Really, it's just a pure guess. Platinum, platine.
Platine, platinum, says Tina. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said platinum for platine. It's absolutely right, Tina. 38. 38 for platine.
Yeah, well done, Tina. The clue's in the name, platine, platinum. The international kilogram, that's the individual block whose weight determines what a kilogram is. It's made out of platinum. It's kept in a safe in France.
Oh, they get custody of the international kilogram?
Yeah.
Was there a meeting?
Well, I think we didn't get it because we had imperial measures for so long. And
where's the international ounce held?
The international ounce is in Coventry. They make it out of platinum because it doesn't react to air or water or anything, so it stays roughly the same weight.
Well, whereabouts in France is the international kilogram?
It's in a safe. or more specifically, it's in une safe.
Une safe.
Oui. That's French for safe.
D'accord. Now then, Nell. So we want the English names of these French elements.
Well, I know one for definite, so I'm going to go, and I'm really sorry, but I think you meant to say bromide with a D.
Bromide, says Nell for... Oh, go on, say the French one.
Brom.
Beautifully done. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Bromide. Oh, no! Unfortunately, another wrong answer, I'm afraid, which means you score 100 points as well.
It's causing chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, brom.
It's like an unexploded brom.
Yeah.
Again, I'll give the correct answer at the end of the pass.
Now then, Roger, you're the last person to have this board. You can take us through the whole board and fill in all the blanks for us.
That would be good, wouldn't it? This is not my strong subject, so this is a pure guess. I'm going to go for titan because if Titanic was the ship, it was made of iron, maybe Titan is iron. So that's my answer.
Iron, says Roger. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said iron for Titan. No! There we are, another incorrect answer, which means you also score 100 points. Richard.
It's going very well, isn't it? That is terrific. Titan, you'll be shocked to hear, is titanium. Much simpler than you thought. Much simpler than you thought. Would have scored you 44 points as well, so our 100 did rather well on that. Now Brom, our old friend, it's not bromide, it's bromine.
Bromine.
14 points it would have scored. Both of you were one letter away from 14 points there. Let's take a look at the rest of them. Plum, don't know if you got that. Lead, absolutely right. 31 points that would have scored. Ore is workable out. It's palm door, cart door.
Gold.
Gold, absolutely right. 32, so our 100 did very well. Cuivre.
Now, embarrassingly, I thought that was leather. But I know enough. I know enough to know that that's leather is not yet on the periodic table.
That's good, so you're learning.
Yeah.
That's good. It's copper. Copper, very well done if you said that. 11. And azote. Azote is a pointless answer. It's nitrogen. Nitrogen. Azote is French for nitrogen. Pointless answer, so very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, let's take a look at our scores. We're halfway through the round. Only 2 scores between our 4 pairs. The best score of the pass, in fact, kind of the only score of the pass, really, is 38. Very, very well done, Tina, with your lovely low score of 38. Then Chris and Steve, Nell and Lucy, and Roger and Ben are all absolutely like as they lie on 100 points. So, yeah, Ben, Lucy and Steve, it's going to be between you, a 3-way tussle. Very, very best of luck to all pairs. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more French elements on the board, and here they come. We have got étain, fer, lantane, soufre, iode, argent, and silicium. I'll read those all one last time. Étain, fer, lantane, soufre, iode, argent, and silicium. There we are. Remember, we are looking for the English names of these French elements. And Ben, you are trying to find the one the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Ben, you are joint high scorer on 100 points. Yep. You just have to score as low as you possibly can and hope for the best.
There's only one that really screams out to me, which is sulfur and soufre.
Soufre, sulfur, you're saying. There's no red line for you. You just have to hope this goes as low as it possibly can. Soufre, sulfur, says Ben. Is it right? How many people said it? He's right. Very well done. 12, Ben. That surely ought to be enough to keep you in the game. That takes your total to 112. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Ben. Sulfur, absolutely right. We still spell it with a PH a lot of the time, but F is now how it's universally recognised.
Now then, Lucy. The high scorers on 112 are now Ben and Roger. You're on 100. If you can score 11 or less, you will avoid becoming the new high scorers.
I'm not optimistic. Any answer is going to be a risk. I think I'm going to go for silicium and hope that silica is somewhere on the periodic table.
You're going to say silica.
Yeah.
Silica for silicium. Here is your red line. If you can get below that red line, you're through to the next round. Very, very best of luck. Silica, is that right? And if it is, how many people said silica? Bad luck, Lucy. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. That scores you the maximum of 100 points and takes your total up to 200. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Lucy. May not all necessarily be over, though, in this round. I'll give you the correct answer at the end of the pass.
Now then, Paul, you are on 38. You are through to the next round, come what may. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake the high score of Lucy and Nell. However, I have a feeling you might know some of these answers.
I think I know a couple on there that haven't gone yet. I'm going to go argent, and I'm going to say silver.
Argent, silver, says Paul. Argent, silver. No red line for you as you're already through. Let's see if argent, silver's right. Let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. 32. 32 takes your total up to a nice round 70.
Well done, Paul. Of course, argent, French for silver, also French for money.
And change.
Exactly, and in Spanish and Hebrew as well, their words for money and silver are the same.
Steve, the high scorers are Lucy and Nell on 200. You are on 100. You have to score 99 or less to stay in the game.
The top three, I haven't got a clue. I knew silver, and I'm thinking, I think silicon, silicium is probably silicon as opposed to silica. And iod, I think, must be iodine. But I think I'll go with silicon.
Silicon, says Steve. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. Very well done, Steve. 43 takes your total up to 143. You are through to round 2. 143 the total.
Yeah, well done, Steve. Safely through. Yes, silica is silicon dioxide, in fact. Once again, you can see our 100 have done very well on this. Iode, absolutely right, would have been iodine. That would have scored you 33. Fer.
Iron.
Iron, absolutely right. Ferrous, non-ferrous metals, 36. Edan.
Tin.
Absolutely
Sorry, just
right,
the nick of time.
Yeah, it would have scored you 3. And lanthan is a pointless answer. It's lanthanum. Very well done if you said that at home. Again, the clue's there. If you know chemistry.
If you know chemistry. If you've heard of lanthanum, then lanthanum
if you've heard of lanthanum,
is yours for the taking.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the losing pair with the highest score is Lucy and Nell. Oh dear, I thought you were a shoo-in for the final.
Well,
It all went horribly wrong.
should have gone for gold.
dear.
But there we go.
Lucy and Nell, thank you so much for playing. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye to you. It's been lovely having you on both shows, and you've been brilliant contestants. Lucy and Nell. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only going to be room for 2 pairs in our head-to-head round, so one of the pairs in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. Paul and Tina, on the strength of that, I don't think it's going to be you. 2 correct answers. That makes you unique among the surviving pairs.
Thank you.
Anyway, best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is 1960s music. 1960s music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, the question concerns 1960s UK top 40 singles. Richard.
Yeah, it's one of those categories we get asked for a lot, isn't it? 60s music. In a moment, Xander's going to show you the names of 6 famous bands. We need you to tell us any top 40 hit by any of those 6 bands, please, between January 1960 and December 1969. So any top 40 hit by any of the 6 bands you're about to see. Very best of luck.
OK, our 6 bands are The Animals, The Kinks, The Rolling Stones, The Small Faces, The Trogs, The Who. I'll read those all one last time. The Animals, The Kinks, The Rolling Stones, The Small Faces, The Trogs, The Who. So we are looking for any UK top 40 single by any of these bands in the 60s. Steve.
There's a few running around in my head, and I think the one I'm going to go for may not be hugely scoring, but I don't think it's going to be particularly low. But I'll go for it anyway. I think I'll go for Little Red Rooster by the Rolling Stones.
Little Red Rooster, says Steve. Little Red Rooster. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said it. It's right. Two, Steve. That's a great score. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, it's a good low answer. Number 1 single from 1964, cover of a Willie Dixon song.
Tina, you did so well in that last round.
I did. Oh, it's 1960s is way before my time. So I'm going to have to give a guess and say Jumping Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones.
Jumping Jack Flash, says Tina. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said Jumping Jack Flash. Absolutely right. Five for Jumping Jack Flash.
Yeah, another number 1 single as well from 1968.
Roger.
Yes, well, I don't know any answer here, so I'm going to choose a title. So I'm going to say Destiny.
OK, Destiny, says Roger. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Destiny.
Not a surprise.
Bad luck, Roger. I'm afraid an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. They say if you can remember the 60s, you weren't there. If you can't remember the 60s, maybe you're just playing the organ in Rochester Cathedral.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't played anything by any of those people at some point. Destiny, no, not by one of these six, I'm afraid. The Jacksons had a single called Destiny in the 70s, but not any of these gentlemen.
OK, well, thanks very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Steve and Chris looking very, very strong indeed on 2. Then up to 5, where we find Tina and Paul. And then, I'm sorry to say, up to 100, where we find Roger and Ben. Really way out in front there. Ben, whatever we have in the next pass, at the very least, we need a very low score from you if you are to make it through to the next round. Very best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for UK top 40 singles that were hits for any of these bands. And obviously, Ben, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. You're the high scorers quite substantially in front.
This isn't my specialist subject. I only know one. It's House of the Rising Sun by the Animals.
House of the Rising Sun, says Ben. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's no red line for you, as you are the high scorers. House of the Rising Sun. That's right. 30. 30 takes your total up to an unbeatable 130. I'm sorry, Ben.
Yeah, #1 single from 1964, House of the Rising Sun. It's a traditional American folk song.
Now then, Paul, you are through to the next round.
I'm going to go for one I think is in the 60s, and that's Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones.
Brown Sugar, says Paul. No red line for you, you're already through, but let's see how many people said Brown Sugar. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. An incorrect answer, as it turns out. Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 105.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. You fell into exactly the trap you were worried about. Not a hit till the 70s, Brown Sugar. But luckily, you're safely through anyway.
Now then, Chris, again, you are through to the next round. Maybe you might know a pointless answer.
I'm a huge fan of The Who. I love The Who. And it was, in fact, at a Who concert where my mum and dad met for the first time. So I think I'm going to go for one of their later songs, Athena.
Athena?
Oh, 1960s top hit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Athena, says Chris. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's no red line for you, as you're already through. Athena. Bad luck, Chris. Scores you 100 points, an incorrect answer. Couldn't matter less, you're already through to the next round.
Yeah, that was 1982, that I'm afraid, Chris.
It was a much later one.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Have you got any other Who ones you might have gone for if it was specifically 60s?
Happy Jack.
Happy Jack would have been a pointless answer. Yeah, would have just added £250 to the jackpot. Let's take a look at some more of the pointless answers here. Dogs, that's another Who song, would have been a pointless answer. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by the Animals. That would have won you £250. Let's Spend the Night Together by the Stones. Blimey. Pointless answer. Magic Bus, that's the Who again. My Mind's Eye, that's the Small Faces. Ruby Tuesday, another Rolling Stones one. Set Me Free by the Kinks. You could have also had Dead End Street by the Kinks, Plastic Man, Everybody's Gonna Be Happy, Ultimate Almanac, all of those pointless. Sha-la-la-la-lee by the Small Faces, and What You're Gonna Do About It also by the Small Faces. So very well done if you said any of those at home. Should we take a look at the most well-known songs by those bands in the 60s? Can't Get No Satisfaction, which scored you 15 by the Stones. Wild Thing by the Trogs, 19. And that means, Ben, as you can imagine, the House of the Rising Sun, actually the top answer of all, 30 points.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, the pair who'll be leaving us, I'm afraid to say it's Ben and Roger. Not a good round for you, that one.
Not for me. Ben salvaged what he could, but I think I put him beyond a point of redemption.
Well, we will see you again next time, Ben and Roger. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye to you so soon, but thanks so much for playing. Great contest.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Paul and Tina. Steve and Chris, you are now only one round away from the final and a chance to play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £15,250. OK, you're now going to go head-to-head, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that money, but the big news is you are now allowed to confer. Very, very best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns executive branch buildings. That's just 3 words. Executive branch buildings. Richard.
I know, don't panic. We're going to show you 5 pictures now of buildings that house the executive branch of various governments. They're essentially important political buildings. You just have to tell us in which city would you find any of the 5 following buildings, please.
OK, let's reveal our executive branch buildings, and here they are. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. OK, there we are, 5 executive branch buildings. Now, Paul and Tina, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Quite a tricky round, but we're going to take a bit of a gamble on A and say St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, Paul and Tina say. St. Petersburg for A. Steve and Chris.
We were thinking A might be Moscow, but then Moscow might be the Kremlin, actually. But, yeah, it's a tricky one, because obviously B and D, you've got White House and Downing Street.
Let's go B.
B,
Yeah.
B, the White House, Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. OK, Steve and Chris are saying Washington, D.C. for B. So Paul and Tina have said St. Petersburg for A. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said St. Petersburg. Bad luck, Paul and Tina. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Steve and Chris, that means you merely have to be correct with Washington, D.C. for B, and you will win this question. Yes, obviously. 66. But chiefly, it was correct, which means, Steve and Chris, after 1 question, you are up 1-0.
Yeah, well done, Chris and Steve, and you're right about A as well, actually. It is Moscow. That's the Kremlin. Would have scored 38 points. Now, C is the Casa Rosada, which is in Buenos Aires, which would have scored you nothing at all. Pointless answer, so very well done if you said that. D is 10 Downing Street, London. That would have scored you 70. And E is the Grand Palace, which is in Bangkok. And that would have scored you 6 points.
Thanks very much indeed. Here comes your second question. Paul and Tina, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Best of luck. It concerns Sherlock Holmes. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 clues to facts about Sherlock Holmes. Can you solve the clues?
OK, thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. We have got the magazine in which the short stories first appeared, his friend and lodger, the musical instrument he played, the group of street urchins who helped him, and the number of his home address. I'll read those all one last time. The magazine in which the short stories first appeared, his friend and lodger, the musical instrument he played, the group of street urchins who helped him, and the number of his home address. There we are, 5 clues to facts about Sherlock Holmes. Steve and Chris, you go first this time.
I think we're fairly sure that he played the violin.
OK, the violin, say Steve and Chris, the violin. Paul and Tina, you can take us through the board if you like.
We'd like to.
Magazine, we have no idea.
His friend and lodger, Dr. Watson.
Violin.
Violin. Don't know who the street urchins are. And we're going to plump for the address, which we believe is 221B.
221B, say Paul
Baker
and Tina.
Street.
221B Baker Street. OK, so Steve and Chris have said the violin. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said violin. Absolutely right. 69. Paul and Tina have said 221B, Baker Street. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. This is the question you have to win, Paul and Tina, to stay in the game. Best of luck. Absolutely right. And you've won it. Very well done. 30. It's exactly what you needed to do, Paul and Tina. After 2 questions, you're evenly drawn, 1-1. Richard.
Yeah, very well played. So a huge jackpot, and now we're going to go to a decider in the head-to-head as well. No pressure on anyone. Let's take a look at the rest of these. Dr. Watson, absolutely right, his friend and lodger, but that would have scored 76 points. The magazine in which the short stories first appeared was The Strand. That would have scored you 6 points. And the best answer on the board, the group of street urchins. Do you know that one?
I can't. I do know it.
It's the Baker Street Irregulars.
Irregulars.
Yeah, and that would have scored 2 points. So very well done if you said that.
OK, here comes your third question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Best of luck, both pairs. Our third question concerns England managers and their former clubs. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you the initials of 5 men who've managed England since 1966, followed by the initials of the club that they were managing just before they became England manager. Can you unscramble those initials and give us the best answer, please? Very, very best of luck, both teams.
OK, let's reveal our 5 managers and their former clubs. And we have got RG, WHU, GT, AV, SM, M, DR, LU, and TV, TH. I'll read those all one last time. RG, WHU, GT, AV, SM, M, DR, LU, and TV, TH. There we are. 5 England managers and their former clubs. Paul and Tina, you go first this time.
OK, then.
I'm going to go SMM, Steve McLaren, Middlesbrough.
Steve McLaren, Middlesbrough, say Paul and Tina. Now then, Steve and Chris, talk us through the board.
We're thinking the bottom one is Terry Venables, Tottenham Hotspur. The second one will be Aston Villa.
And Leeds United for the 4th one.
Oh, would that be Don Revie?
Yeah.
Should we go with him?
Yeah, let's go.
OK.
Don Revie.
Don Revie, Leeds United.
Don Revie, Leeds United. So we have Steve McLaren, Middlesbrough, and Don Revie, Leeds United. Paul and Tina have said Steve McLaren, Middlesbrough. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. 6. 6 for Steve McLaren. Steve and Chris have said Don Revie, Leeds United. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Don Revie is right. Will it beat 6? Down it goes. It's going to be very, very close. Oh, 10. Very, very well played, both pairs there. 2 fantastic answers, but Paul and Tina, you've just got it. Which means, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1.
Yeah, actually the best 2 answers on the board there. That's the way to qualify a jackpot of that size. Well played, both teams. RG was West Ham United and it was Ron Greenwood. Would have scored you 11 points. It is Aston Villa, it was Graham Taylor. It would have scored you 13 points. And the biggest answer at the bottom, Terry Venables, Tottenham Hotspur, would have scored 31. Well done if you got all 5 of those at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. So our losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid to say it's Steve and Chris.
Ring the bells of sorrow.
Pluck the harp of woe.
Slam the door of destiny.
But we do have to go.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for playing. You've been absolutely brilliant this time round. More than made up for last time. And a really exciting head-to-head there. That was brilliantly done. Thanks so much for playing. Steve and Chris, great contestants. But for Paul and Tina, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Paul and Tina. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £15,250. It's almost, very nearly, one of the highest jackpots we've had on the show. You've come through this fantastic. You've been the low scorers every single round, and then a 2-1 victory in the head-to-head. Well, very, very best of luck. The rules are very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will leave with that money in your back pockets. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you have a choice of 5 options. They are British actresses, playwrights, pop stars, sportsmen, the government.
Well, I think we can rule out the government.
The government, forget that one.
Forget playwrights.
No way.
I'm not going to be very good on pop stars.
What about sportsmen?
I think that's my strongest subject.
Yeah.
What do you think?
If you weren't here, it wouldn't be a subject I'd choose. It'd be probably British actresses, but I think you know sportsmen more than I know British actresses.
OK,
personally.
then, are we going to say sportsmen?
Yes, I
You're
think.
going to put it all on me, are you?
I am.
OK.
Down to you.
OK, we're going to go for sportsmen.
OK, best of luck. Let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many of the 2012 Six Nations try-scorers as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any player who scored a try in the 2012 Six Nations Rugby tournament, please. Very, very best of luck.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £15,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
I'm struggling already.
Relying on you.
Shane Williams, Wales. I'm going
Right.
to go for that one.
What about South Africa?
No, Six
Australia?
Nations. Six Nations.
Oh, that's how much I know. France, Italy,
France, Italy.
England, Scotland,
Yep.
Ireland.
Yeah, those are the
Wales.
ones, but we need the try
Yeah,
scorers.
I'm reminding you of the country. Who's that one that did for England? The blonde one. Little
Dan, no.
Wilkinson.
No, Johnny Wilkinson, I don't think was in the Six Nations this year. He might have been. We'll bear that one in mind.
Right, okay, put it in
So
the
we've got
text,
Shane
Shane.
Williams. We'll go for Ronan O'Gara from Ireland.
So Shane Williams, Ronan O'Gara. Scotland, France.
Scotland, France.
Any French ones?
Yes, there are French, but I can't think of any.
10 seconds left.
Italy.
Just come on, popped in your head.
I honestly can't think of.
OK, there is your time up. I'm sorry. Not nearly long enough.
No, it isn't. It goes very quick when you're here, isn't it?
OK, so we were looking for 2012 Six Nations try-scorers. I now need your 3 answers.
One of the answers we're going to give is Shane Williams.
Shane Williams.
Ronan O'Gara.
Ronan O'Gara.
And there's an English rugby player, I think his name's Flutie or something like that. Dan Flutie we'll go for.
Dan Flutie. OK, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I'm going to go for Shane Williams.
Shane Williams. OK, we'll put Shane Williams last. Which is your least likely to
It's
be
Dan
pointless?
Flutie, because I think that's just a made-up name.
Dan Flutie. OK, let's put those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Dan Flutie, Ronan O'Gara, and Shane Williams. OK, so we are looking for Six Nations try-scorers from 2012. Your first answer was Dan Flutie. This was your least confident answer. Remember, you only have to find one pointless answer to win that jackpot of £15,250. So let's see, Dan Flutie, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Oh, bad luck. Bad luck, an incorrect answer. Well, unfortunately, not a pointless answer, but there we are. He was kind of just holding a place for you there, wasn't he, Dan Flutie? Yeah. So you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Let's just say one of these 2 answers is pointless, and you left with £15,250. Paul, what would you do with that?
That would pay for a heck of a lot of holidays for me. I love travelling. I've been fortunate enough to been to quite a lot of places, but there's still a whole world out there I'd love to go to, different places.
Tina, how about you?
I do love taking my son on a holiday. And I said to him, if we do win, then I would take him to Hawaii.
Very good. Well, very, very best of luck to
Thank
the pair
you.
of you. Let's hope one of your 2 remaining answers is pointless. We are looking for 2012 Six Nations try scorers. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, Ronan O'Gara. Has to be right, has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So let's see, for £15,250, how many people said Ronan O'Gara? Oh, bad luck. OK, you only have one more chance to win today's jackpot, £15,250. Everything is now riding on Shane Williams. We're looking for 2012 Six Nations try scorers. You said this was your most confident answer, your best shot at a pointless answer. Has to be right, then it has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot. So for £15,250, this is your last shot at it. How many people said Shane Williams? No, no! Bad luck. A really, really tough category. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, but you do still get to take home our pointless trophy, so very, very well done.
Yeah, the jackpot lives on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Shane Williams retired in 2011. Unfortunately, he finished with a try, of course. Ronan O'Gara did play in the 2012 Six Nations, didn't score a try. I suspect if he had done, he would have been a pointless answer, because there's quite a few pointless answers here. And Dan Flutie, you're thinking of Ricky Flutie, who, again, he didn't score in the Six Nations in 2012 either. But let's take a look at some of the people who did. If there's any rugby fans out here, you will definitely have got a few of these, and you would have just won yourself an awful lot of money, so perhaps you should come along and play. Let's take a look. Ben Foden and Ben Youngs, both English players. Both of those would have been pointless answers. Fergus McFadden scored a try for Ireland. Lee Halfpenny was the biggest point scorer in the whole competition. He's a pointless answer, scored 66 points. Manu Tuilagi of England, Richie Gray of Scotland. Both of those would have won you the money. Sergio Parisi of Italy, another Englishman there, Tom Croft, and Wesley Fofana of France, who scored in 4 out of 5 games. So I suspect a lot of people would have got him. There's a few others. There's Rougerie of France, Greg Laidlaw, Lee Jones, Keith Earls, Vincent Clerc. All of those would have won the money. Well done if you said any of those at home. And tough luck, guys.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Paul and Tina, but it's been wonderful having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Excellent. Well, Paul and Tina didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for a record-breaking £16,250. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.